Hey guys, it's Jody and Kelli with JK Cruising, and today we're going to talk about the Regal Princess and our best cruise rating. Hi, I'm Jody.
And I'm Kelli.
And we're JK Cruising.
If you have not been on this ship, it is incredible. It is stunning, beautiful. The crew is great. One of the best crews we've ever sailed with.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, before we get started, like and subscribe. It really does help us grow the channel and hopefully continues to make sure that we're providing the content that you guys want. So let's get going, huh?
Okay, so B for bargain. I rated this at a 4.0. I thought it was one of the cheaper cruises that we've ever taken out of Galveston for the 7 nights. And it was an exceptional bargain. We did the Premier package, which included Wi-Fi, gratuities, drink package, and all that. I felt like we really got our money out of this one. It was really cool, really good cruise.
We paid $4,170.54 for this trip. Now, this was a 7-night cruise. That included our port parking, which is $147. That included the drink package. We got the Premier package, as Kelli mentioned. That was, we blew it out on shore excursions as well. We had almost $839 in shore excursions. So if you just look at the cost of just the cruises and the taxes, that's like $1,751. That did include, by the way, an upgrade to the room that we bid on, and we got a really cheap upgrade to a deluxe ocean balcony view. I think we paid an additional $200 or $250 for that. So, you know, that wasn't bad considering that was just the cost of the room for 7 nights. If you were to compare this to a land vacation in all of those countries, and the airports and the time to get there, and you probably lose a day or so. As I mentioned in some of the other videos, you're gonna lose some time traveling during the day to get to where you're going for the next place. Like, this is $6,500 land vacation. And even if you were to compare this to just a 1 location trip and an all-exclusive sort of 3.5, 4-star sort of all-inclusive place, it includes all of your meals and hotel and gratuities and all that kind of stuff, you're still looking at over $4,267 based on some of the investigation that I did looking at different packages, and that was in Cozumel. So,
okay, E for ease. I rated this a 5.0. Princess, if you fill out everything online before, they will ship the medallion straight to your house. And when you get there, you're in the green line. It took us less than 15 minutes to get through everything and onto the ship. Also, part of the ease was the app. Before you even got on the ship, you could do your dining reservations. You could bookmark the shows that you wanted to attend.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think this was a 5.0 for me as well. From booking to disembarkation, you could just tell it was a really well-oiled machine. The crew was seasoned. They knew how to get you on and get you off the ship quickly.
Okay, for ship, S for ship, I rated this a 4. The ship is stunning and it's beautiful, but it is an older ship. It was built in 2014. It was refurbished in 2019, but a lot of the original woodwork was left. And to me, I don't know if I consider it dated or more traditional, but it definitely had the older look to the ship. The piazza was beautiful. It covered 3 decks. It gave her a very regal look. The fountains were everywhere, were an elegant touch. She was very easy to learn, but like I said, she was a little dated.
Yeah, I didn't feel exactly the same way. I gave it a 4.5, so a little bit better ranking than Kelli gave it. The only place that I really felt like you could tell that there was a significant oldness to the ship was in the bathroom. The bathroom shower stall just seemed completely dated. It's never been upgraded. And so that was the area that I saw that was, you know, had an older look to it. But otherwise, I think you could go into any of the piazza or anywhere else, and you could see that this was it was a grand ship, and when it was built, it must have been at the top of its game.
Okay, T for technology. I rated this a 4. While I love the medallion and the app and the service now part of the app, the Wi-Fi fell a little short for me. There was a couple of apps on my iPad that would not even load. So yeah, I gave it a 4. But the service now part of the app,
the Ocean Now.
The Ocean Now, thank you. The Ocean Now feature of the app was great. I love this. After we came back from Excursions a couple of days and we were just tired and wiped out and didn't want to go anywhere, we just opened the app and ordered drinks straight to the room.
Yep. Yeah, I sort of agree with Kelly here. I think this was about a 4.0. While the technology, the medallion was super cool, and I like the fact that it gets you in and off the ship super fast. Sometimes you still had to show your ID, and then otherwise, I think the app and everything worked flawlessly.
Okay, C for crew. I gave this a 5. This was one of the best crews we have ever sailed with. The captain was so engaged. We left for an excursion one day. He was down there passing out towels as people were going out. He was, I hate to put it like this, the captain was all over the place. I mean, he was very visible. His announcements every day were very, very detailed, right down to how he was going to get off of the pier, how much thruster he was going to use. I mean, he was very, very engaged with people. You know, we had the captain's champagne tower that he was participated in. He really praised his crew a lot more than I've ever seen any captain do. Our room steward was great. He was so cute.
Good job, Ray. Good job,
Ray. He collected rubber duckies, and of course we were hiding rubber duckies one day, and he asked us, could he have one of them? I'm sure, absolutely. He was great. I don't think we passed anybody that didn't speak as part of this crew.
Yeah, I agree. 5.0 for these guys. They not only were they engaging and polite and professional, they were always trying to make sure that your experience was the best that they could make it. And, you know, like Kelly said, the captain was so engaged and so visible, and he was all over the ship.
For room, I gave this a 3. This was, to me, an area where you could tell that the ship was dated. Like Jody said, the analog turned the knob for the thermostat, the light switches. But to me, the nightstand was way too close to the bed, and I think I hit my hand on the nightstand at least 5 or 6 times a night. You know, it was just right there. There was no kind of space in between the bed and the nightstand. And then the shower curtain, you couldn't take a shower in there without the floor getting wet. It was just a flimsy shower curtain. The other thing was there was not a lot of plugs in the room.
Yep.
And then we did have one time that the shower had a really horrible smell, and that was fixed right away. The other thing is, while it has a huge closet space, it did not have a lot of drawers for clothes in the room.
But I come back with the exact same things. In fact, some of my notes are that we did upgrade to an ocean balcony room. It cost us $150 to do that. It was an older style shower, as I mentioned previously. The water pressure wasn't that great. Immediately, the first time we took a shower, the drain wasn't draining. And then once we got the drain draining properly, the smell of raw, I won't say raw sewage, but the smell of seawater was very strong in the room, or in the bathroom, and it would leak into the room.
Okay, restaurants. For me, this was a 4. The restaurants were very good. The food was great. to me, there just wasn't very much variety. There was 3 main dining rooms and they all served the same thing. We did do the 2-night specialty, as Jody mentioned, and we did Sabatini's and Crown Grill.
As for restaurants, I also gave this a 4. Remember, Kelli and I do these separate, and then we come together and put everything together, but we had already rated this previously. I thought there was plenty of variety in the buffets and in the dining rooms. I didn't really have a big problem with the variety at all. In fact, I feel like there was a fairly decent menu, and not only in the 2 sections of the buffet, the Horizon Bistro and the Horizon Grill, or the Horizon Court, I'm sorry. Where I fell off the boat was the specialty restaurants. I didn't think they were any better than any of the other dining venues, so I didn't really feel like there was anything special about them.
For entertainment, I rated this a 4.5. While all the shows were not necessarily our taste, they did have something for everybody. They had classical, they had whimsical, they had country. They just had a big variety of shows, and there was a different show every night.
Yep.
The shows never repeated. I mean, they repeated twice on the day that they played, yep. But you
not night to night.
Yeah, if you didn't catch it on day 3, you were not going to catch it on day 6.
Right.
So the only reason why I took off 0.5 on this is that they had some comedians on board, and it was in the back portion of the ship, in the Vista Lounge, and we literally walked in, saw that there was no seating, and there was probably 100 people waiting for seats, and we just turned around and walked out. Yep. So I took off a 0.5 for that.
Yeah. I gave this a 4.0, and while Kelli's right, there's a lot of a variety of games and magic and Broadway shows and comedy. In fact, there's probably too much to choose from. Something to do every night, though. It was really cool that they did that. But the reason I took off is because there's no technology in the shows. These shows were super basic. Like, if they didn't include singing and dancing, that's all you're going to get.
All right, for shore excursions, I gave this a 5. This was some of the best selection of shore excursions that we've seen in a while. We chose the Starfish Snorkel, yep, in Roatan. This was a great excursion. We have snorkeled with stingrays, sharks, we've dove with turtles, all these kind of marine life, but I've never seen starfish on the bottom of the ocean like this. They were huge. They were massive.
They were pretty big.
After that, we did a shipwreck that was about halfway out of the water, and it was only 4 or 5 feet deep. We did the train trolley in Belize. Mm-hmm. The reason why we chose that one is we've been to Belize 3 times, but we've never spent a lot of time in the port because we were always busy with other excursions. So we did the train trolley, which lasted about an hour and a half. Great information about the island. It was super informative. He was so funny. And that gave us more time to spend in the port afterward. And then in Cozumel, we've always done diving or snorkeling in Cozumel, but this time we did the 4x4 Terra Cross along with the speedboat excursion. And those were so cool, driving the little razors. You drove them through the city, and then we got to do some off-roading, mud, puddles, all that kind of fun stuff. And then afterward, they took us to a little beach club that we got to drive our own speedboats. And we also saw a ferry that was halfway sunk.
I gave this a 4.0. We did all the things Kelli said. The Starfish Core was by far, I think, the most fun for me. And then even though we did that, the wind was blowing pretty strongly, and the current was pretty strong as well. So it wasn't super strenuous, but you did have to, deal with the fact that the wind was blowing pretty crazy out there at one point. So the 4x4 and Terra Cross speedboat, that was a lot of fun. I think that was pretty cool.
So let's talk overall experience. I rated this a 4 for the overall experience. The cruise was great. It was very entertaining, very relaxing, even though we had a lot of activities. The crew did so much to keep us entertained on our 3 at sea days. It was really nice. The only thing that really kind of held me back was the fact that you could tell the age of the ship and the variety of specialty dining. But in my opinion, there's just something about being on the Love Boat and hearing that Love Boat horn.
Yeah, I smiled every time. It tickled my insides every time I heard that horn. So if you've never been on a Princess cruise, and specifically the Regal Princess, the horn, when they blow it, you know, gives a little Love Boat tune, and that's just so cool. So yeah, I rated this a 4.0 overall as well. And the ship, the crew, the officers, you could tell this was a well-oiled machine. They've done this before. They've been to this rodeo and they've conquered it a few times. I would do this again. Kelli's overall score was 42.5. My overall score was 41.5. That's a total of 84 out of 100, or 4.2 stars out of 5. Yeah. And there you go. Our best cruise, our JK Cruising Best Cruise rating is a 4.2 out of 5 stars. Look, we hope you enjoyed the video, and we invite you to come back and see more. Just hit that notification button so that you get updated when we put all of our new Best Cruise ratings out. If you've been to Japan on Princess, let us know in the comments below what you loved about it and what we should look out for. We're getting ready to plan a trip in Japan, and we're trying to pick the right cruise line. So if you've been to Japan on Princess or any other line, drop us a note in the comments below. Help give us some advice on what you think we ought to be looking out for. We'd really appreciate it.
All right, till next time.
Until next time, remember, you only have one life to live, so go cruising.